Okay, good. This is all ready to go? Okay. All right. Here it is. Enjoy, everybody. Yeah, it's the show. And it begins in 3, 2, 1.
Betty, I've got it. Why don't you and the other girls put on a fashion show to get money for new equipment for the basketball team?
Yeah, Preparation H.
The morning stream. The morning stream.
This is the morning stream. You're a freak and a cannibal, and you've come to the wrong town.
The morning stream. The morning stream.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to TMS. It is the morning stream for Tuesday, February 23rd. Yeah, it's 23rd. 2021. I'm Scott Johnson. He's Brian Ibbett. Hi, Brian.
Hi, Scott. So as you were saying that, I got a call. So my phone, the whole Apple infrastructure deal is that if my phone rings, I get the little bzz, 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 vibration on my watch.
Yeah.
And because of FaceTime, it also rings on my computer. So I can actually answer it on my computer and use this microphone with my phone calls, which is kind of fun.
Yeah, I have the same setup. Yeah.
The one that just came in was from Red Wing, Minnesota.
Oh, Nick is
Is
trying to get
calling
help.
me? Yeah, is
I
Nick
don't know.
trying to get in touch?
Hey, Brian, you don't have to be Brian anymore, he says.
That's what he would do. So I thought that was really interesting. That
Yeah, I don't know why, but it was probably a spam call, right? Probably
I'm sure it's a spam call.
Yeah.
But it's just funny. Like out of all places, that's a very specific place in TMS world.
Yeah, as far as I know, he doesn't have your direct line, so I don't know what that is about. That's funny. I had to put my phone in Kim's hands today because it's this. Okay, so we're refinancing because rates are so low, so it seems dumb not to.
That's a good time to do it. Yeah,
good time to do it. So we're doing it. Most of this process has been totally online, DocuSign, all that business, and it's been fine, except for some reason. So we have like immaculate, perfect credit. Kim is late on nothing ever.
Right.
Like, we've just
right.
never
and
been
you guys
late.
did a great job years ago, and like you don't carry over any revolving balance or anything like that.
No debt at all. Like credit card
Really
debt's
good.
never. The only
so envious.
We paid off pay off cars as soon as it's possible. Hang on to cars way too long. That sort of stuff. Like we're pretty conservative in the financial space. And so we're always very careful about that. And Kim is on time with everything. So as a result, we have like this incredible credit score. And our guy was like, this will sail right through. Don't you worry. It'll just go right through. Just like freaking kale in your butthole. Just it'll be out. Right? That's what the guy said. He didn't say kale.
Did you use that description?
No, I may have made that part up. But let's say I augmented my story a little bit with the kale.
Gotcha.
Kale joke.
That's all right. That's all right.
But anyways, here's the problem. They still are the underwriters, just because what I do is weird, they have to be weird about it. So now they have this thing today where sometime they're going to make a random call between 9 a.m. and noon to my number to ensure that it's indeed a business call, a business number.
Really?
Yeah, because they're just
like,
weirded
they need
out.
proof, like, or it is like a surprise inspection by the foster child.
Yeah. I mean, basically, that is what it feels like a little bit. Yeah. Like, I got to clean the kid up, make sure his room's in order, take the blood stains off the wall, that sort of stuff. But no, in this case, it's just like, well, okay, you're just going to call it. And then, so what's happening is Kim, because if it happens during the show, I won't be able to answer it. Yeah. So Kim's got my phone. And when it rings, she's going to go, hi, Frog Pants, this is Kim.
Say Vandalay Industries! Say Vandalay Industries! I'm picturing you running out of the bathroom with your pants at your ankles.
Oh, man. Missed opportunity. I didn't even think of that. So she has to do that just to say, oh, okay, we called the number and absolutely they answered it. Like they don't, they have this weird mistrust of this strange internet job that I have.
Yeah.
I hate it. It drives me crazy.
Yeah,
Anyway.
we're basically in this cusp where we are pioneers doing something. I mean, pioneers, podcasting's been around for 15 plus years.
Yeah, it's been a while now.
in different forms. But we're, industries like that are notoriously a little behind the curve when it comes to adopting things. I'll bet blacksmith is still something that they have in their accounting database that they can pull up.
That they'd have no problem with, right? They wouldn't even need to call you.
Right,
oh, you're a blacksmith.
Right, exactly.
You're fine.
Oh, blacksmith? Oh, no problem.
Yeah.
Sure.
You're prepping the weapons for war. We understand. That's fantastic.
That's right.
But no, in my case, it's like, no, wait.
You know, I know we actually probably still have people who do blacksmithing, maybe professionally, certainly as a hobby in our audience, because it is a very cool like geek hobby. I mean that in the good way, using the term geek hobby in a good way.
Yeah.
But they probably people who
that's like vinyl.
Shod horses with their
No, it's like vinyl. It's not. You don't have. You used to have a blacksmith in every town to keep everybody's swords sharp, but that's not a thing anymore. So now it's like
that's why we have the last name Smith.
Damn it, that's right. I burped and talked at the same time, and that was a weird feeling. I didn't like that. But anyway, it's really annoying, and they have to figure this out. The underwriting people are weird, but it should go through fine. But it's just dumb. It's freaking dumb. I also went and got 2 blood tests today, not for anything to do with this loan, but
they tested
or this
2
refi.
bloods.
They tested 2 bloods. The problem, well, you're not far from you saying that is funny, because I get in there and she says, "All righty." Oh, first of all, she says, "Oh, you like MASH, do you?" Because I'm wearing this MASH T-shirt. And she says, "Oh
yeah, cool. Oh, what a funny! Did you wear that intentionally for?"
No, I just had it on. I didn't even think about it. But I sat down. She goes, "Do you like MASH?" I go, "Oh yeah, I loved it when I was a kid." And she goes, "Oh, me too. I used to watch it with an 80-year-old man." And that was her answer. And I went, "Oh,
interesting.
Okay. Well, moving on to my arm, I guess." And then she,
I watched it with a television, but hey, you do you.
It was projected on the wrinkly back of an 80-year-old man. So she says, "What arm do you prefer?" I said, "Usually left, but I don't have a preference. That's just usually what you guys do." And she says, "Okay, well, let's take a look." So she lays my arm out, and she's doing her whole phlebotomist, little pokey hokey.
Yeah, right. Got to find the right, looking for a vein.
And there's a vein finder thing that hospitals have that are really expensive that she wishes she had. She kept saying.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently, it's super easy to.
There's a machine that does what they usually just do by flicking it with their finger.
Yeah, it's like a little device.
Like a fish finder. Is it like a little sonar device that they put above your arm?
Kind of. My guess is, and I haven't actually seen one, but I'm sure it's like a.
Probably something like that. Yeah.
What's the thing women do when they go get their babies looked at?
Ultrasound.
Ultrasound's probably like that.
Yeah.
So
they use the red on air light.
Isn't there a sound called? Oh, did you say that? Did you say that?
I did, but I think you were talking while I said it, so
that
it
might have happened. Well, here
cut me off.
We'll still celebrate by putting the image up. Here it is, everybody.
Nice.
Anyway, so here's the deal.
Yeah.
She finds one. Says, "Oh, here we go. This is a nice plump one." I'm like, "Sweet. I still got plump ones. Let's do this. I'm not a heroin user.
Right.
I don't have bad blood or whatever, as far as I know. So let's go ahead and do it." So she goes in there with the thing, and it hurt for some reason. I usually don't. These don't hurt for me, but this was like a deep, like all the way up my arm, kind of ow, like ooh, what'd you hit? But I grimaced and just said, "Yeah, so Henry Blake was probably my favorite for a while, and still doing the MASH talk.
That chicken was a baby."
It really went full circle. We start with Henry Blake, we end with the chicken was a baby. Anyway,
yeah,
she finds it. She gets 1 full tube full of the blood. She needs 3. Three. Is it 3? 4. I'm sorry, 4 vials needed for the full panel they're doing. So she does. We're in masks, of course, so you can't really see their faces or anything.
Sure.
And she goes to do the next one, and all the little tube does is go like a little fart noise. And I look down, and it's just like a spatter of blood in that tube and nothing else, and it's not coming out. And she goes, "Oh man,
I'm out."
I'm like, yeah. I'm like, "Did we tap out? Like, what happened?" And she said, "No, you just the vein left. It took off, and sometimes they just move out of the way." And and so what we have to do is go to your other arm. Like, oh my gosh, all right. So I pull out my other gun, right? Flop it on the table.
Yeah.
And I say, "All right, how about it?" And that one didn't hurt at all, and she got 3 vials out of it without any problem. So I don't know what happened to that first vein, but now it hurts and it's kind of bruisey. And
gosh.
Anyway, it
Must
still kind of
hit
hurts.
a nerve or something.
Yeah, I don't know what happened, but anyway, as a result, I don't have results yet. I'll get those next week, so we'll see what happens.
Gotcha.
All
A
right.
phlebotomist.
Yes, a phlebotomist. Terrible name. Great job. Good job.
You can't spell phlebotomist without mist.
That's right. Without blood mist. All right. So I
was thinking she missed the vein.
Oh, that's even better. That's even better.
Yeah.
I was thinking like just like the spray.
Yeah,
of blood that
like
was in
mist,
there.
like yeah.
Don't breathe it in. All right. What was
like
I going to tell
like
you?
linking books and a giant rocket ship and bring back the red pages. Yeah, like that.
The book needs to be complete. You know what was great about that is the video. That's all I have to say. I just love that about Myst. Crappy.
The videos, the little
motion
FMV.
videos.
Yeah.
Oh.
Did I tell you that I've been playing it on the Oculus?
Yeah.
And it's great because I've forgotten everything about that game except I remember that the ship has to come out of the water, and I remember that you have to rotate the observatory and that sort of thing.
Sure.
But once I get to an island, one of the separate islands out of there, I'm like, oh yeah, what am I supposed to do? I know this thing rotates around like a spoken wheel, and you have to get to the 4 different things to get all the codes to get down there. So it's great. It's like I'm almost playing it again for the first time.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
They've replaced the crappy QuickTime videos of Robin and Rand Miller with like CGI people.
Oh, like actual 3D
One of the-
CGI people?
Yeah, one of the best things about that game was it's like, oh, these are the 2 creators. They put themselves into their own game. It's awesome.
Well, you can see the problem though, because like, what are they gonna do? The way it worked before is you had these static renders of like, say, a door and a hole in the door where he'd be behind the door, and in that setup that works because the video's supposed to simulate, oh, there's a guy behind the door talking to me.
Right.
Whereas
And if you're in 3D and you're
world,
moving around,
yeah.
but even the little 2-dimensional videos in the books. I mean, I guess if they have to change it in one place for continuity, they need to change it everywhere. But still, it's just
might be an ownership thing too. Maybe
get the guys back in so they look older. Whatever.
Yeah.
You know?
Pay those men. They deserve it.
Mm-hmm. They deserve it.
And maybe there was a lady involved. I don't remember. Was there? No.
I don't remember a lady in the first one. I remember that one of the brothers played the dad as well. Like they just made him look older, and he was the dad, and he also played one of the younger brothers, the angry, bring back only the red pages, not the blue pages.
Well, you're making me misty for Myst. I want to play it.
Yeah, well, it's worth picking up on Oculus, even if you only play for a little bit. I mean, it's $20, so you probably do want to play it for longer than a little bit, but still, it's it is there's so much love and nostalgia that comes through in that thing. It's like, oh my god, I used to love this game and played it all the damn time. And,
it was a hell of a thing in the day. Couldn't believe it when I first saw it. It was like, whoa, video games.
It was amazing. Yeah, and that was back when it was a HyperCard stack that you just like click and it shows you another 3D picture, and you click and it shows you another 3D picture.
Yeah, pretty crazy. All right, I started that Woody Allen documentary on HBO. I just want to throw this out here. So that thing just started on Sunday. Already, man. That dude's freaking weird. He's got. I mean, we're not even to the major abuse parts yet, but I wasn't sure I could take it, but I am interested in it because all I ever saw from far away was like, oh, he's adopting all these kids, and then there was abuse. They were saying something was wrong, but then later he's with one of the daughters, the adopted Korean girl or something, and like I didn't know much about it. But now seeing this is just like, holy schmoopers. So anyway, I don't know if anyone else has started that thing, but episode 1 is up, and woof is all I can say.
Yeah, we haven't. I'm leaning towards the Britney Spears documentary first. If I'm going to watch any of them.
Oh, where is that, by the way?
That's a really good question.
Because I wanted to see that also.
These days, I don't know. I just pick up my little remote and go, rah, 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 and tell it what I want to watch. But
I was interested in
actually
that,
use words,
but I couldn't find it anywhere. So I don't know. Maybe
Hulu
that thing.
is what people are saying.
Oh, is it Hulu? Okay.
Yeah, Hulu.
I don't know how I missed it. I'm on Hulu a lot.
Framing Britney Spears.
Yes, and then
it's about putting pictures of her on the wall and using very ornate and intricate frames around those.
Which that Kevin Federline guy really liked a nice frame, was my understanding. Wait, was that his name?
Kevin Federline, yeah. Do you remember? It's funny because this will also be brought back full circle. Do you remember who she married before Federline?
Yes, she married briefly.
The guy who Has the same name as somebody I impersonated earlier.
Hold on. Wait, she wasn't married to Bringing Sexy Back guy, did she?
No.
Okay.
No, she didn't marry Justin
They
Timberlake.
were dating.
Yeah.
And everyone's mad at him because of the documentary or something, right? Like he was kind of a turd to her or something like that. I read.
I guess, yeah. I mean, it was enough that he felt like he needed to apologize.
Jason Alexander?
Yeah, Jason Alexander.
Knock it off.
Not the Jason Alexander.
I was like, what joke are we pulling here? There's no way in any reality she married Jason Alexander, but different guy.
Nope,
Okay.
it's a different Jason Alexander. They basically were married for 2 days or something, 3 days.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
I'm sure the documentary goes into that a little bit.
I would hope so. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, 55 hours they were married for.
How's that Jamie Lynn Spears doing? How's she doing?
No idea.
Okay. Yeah. So it's just, the
Don't
sisters.
don't ask questions to which you really don't care about the
I
answer.
don't really care, do I? I don't. I don't actually care at all about that. All right, Brian, I found something fun. We did this something similar yesterday, and because I ran into this other one, I went, oh, we're going to do this again. So I found this thing.
All right,
do you know
cool.
who Jim Reeves is? Is that name familiar to you at all?
Jim Reeves.
Yeah. Music.
I know he has a TV show.
All right. Anyone else?
Is he a coach?
Nope.
No.
It's a singer.
Jim Reeves.
He's a singer from his old-timey 60s, 70s era singing guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay. Wow.
Kinda Engelbert
Why
Humperdinck.
don't I? That's crazy. So, okay. So kind of in the Neil Diamond, Engelbert Humperdinck kind of.
Yeah, that's your vein. Sure.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, you've tapped the vein there.
Have I tapped
Yeah,
that name?
you did good. So I found this commercial
Okay.
for Jim Reeves collection. It was like one of those Time Life collectible, get the albums now on cassette or whatever things. And it played like this. I'm just going to play part of it. It's been edited down a little, so it's only like 20 seconds. Here you go.
Put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone.
His
Yeah, I know
musical
this song.
voice is unforgettable, a legend for all time. Jim Reeves. For the first time, his most treasured recordings and biggest hits are in this 2-record collection. To order, call toll-free 1-800-692-4000.
All right, we're calling this number. We're going to find
Okay.
out what happened to Jim Reeves.
I'm
800.
going to make a prediction.
Yeah.
Because I'll bet you there's a company that owns all these numbers, and you get the same one whether you're calling to order the Time Life presidential plates or the K-Tel pocket fisherman.
Yeah.
Like, I think it not quite that, that
Right.
many genres all jammed into one, but you get my point. I think it's going to be a lot. And you just say, yes, I'm calling about the Jim Reeves vinyl cassette collection, please.
Saw this on the YouTube. I understand it's still available. Like if you're an old Jim Reeves fan and you accidentally bump into this video, you probably do think it's a thing you can call. Why
Probably
wouldn't
would,
you?
yeah.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you? So we're gonna. Here it is.
Okay. All right.
800-692-4000. We're calling it now. Here we go. See what we get. All right, we get a ring. That's fun. We don't usually get a ring.
Yeah.
Thank you for calling. Are you or someone in your household 50 years or older?
Yeah.
Press
Clearly.
1 for yes, 2 for no.
Okay, I'll do one for yes.
Clearly, because we're ordering a Jim Reeves cassette collection.
Thank you for calling
I-
the Medical Alert Center. This is Jessica
Oh,
on a recorded line. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, bye. All right, we're not doing that.
What was that, Life Alert?
Yeah, it was like a Life Alert thing. So, all right, Life Alert now has the Jim Reeves collection. If you were
I'm
wondering.
calling about the Jim Reeves collection.
I should have said, I'm sorry. I thought this was the line for the Jim Reeves collection. And see if she gets that a
Turtle made
lot.
it to the...
Turtle made it to the water. Oh, I love that crap. All right, well, anyway, there's another one down. If I run in any more old 800 numbers, you can count on us.
That's interesting, though. That I would have thought that number would have stuck with another, with whatever is selling crap to people during the judge shows, during the midday judge shows, because you know it's going to be one right after another, right?
Oh, yeah,
it's going to be,
it'd have to be.
But now it'll be on CD, or
yeah, you'd think so. And then also, I mean, for all I know, that thing hasn't been in circulation since '82 or whatever the year was.
Yeah,
and so this Life Alert lady probably never hears from anyone about Jim Reeves. But I should have said something. I should have said, "Hold on now. My understanding was," you know, like I could have made a big deal out of it. But we're not that kind of show. We don't prank call people.
No.
We're not into that. We just want to know.
Not into that. It was just curious. And hey, at least there were nodes found instead of no nodes found.
Yeah, no, we found nodes. There were neither left nodes nor took nodes. There's a throwback for you.
That's great.
Okay, well, we've done it. That means that we can now do this here. Chat room says, sorry, David Cora says, you should have said, put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone.
Which is brilliant. Put your sweet lips a little closer to the phone.
I never heard of the guy before today, so there's that. All right, Brian, it's time for the news, and it's brought to you by
video games coverage done right. Check out frogpantsplays.com for all the great video game shows on the network. That's frogpantsplays.com.
Yeah, I decided to put all that stuff in an easy place for those who are just looking for gaming stuff. So Core and Boop are there. The currently in hiatus video news roundup I do is there, but I have news on that soon. But anyway, you can go find it all right there.
Are you doing that Nightmare game?
I am. Little Nightmares 2.
Well? Yeah.
Yep. That thing is real bad, real scary. The game's very good.
It doesn't help when family members come and scare the crap out of you while you're playing.
No, I don't love that part, and they'll do it every time. Part of the reason that happens is because I'm yelling really loud, or it used to be if I'm yelling really loud, they'll hear that and go, "Oh, I'm going to go scare them." But now there's an alternative way, which is one J.K. Grammer will send a DM to my daughter on Twitter and say, "Hey, go freak your dad out." So that happens. That's fun.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Good job, J.K. Grammer.
Yeah.
Well done.
Good job, James K. You did it. All right, Brian, let's talk about a New Jersey man to begin the show.
New Jersey man.
That's right. What's his power? Come on now.
The ability to survive with fumes in the air and not be affected by it whatsoever, because he lives in Newark and not one of the better parts of New Jersey. Excelsior.
Wow. Just rolls off the tongue.
I had to clarify.
No,
because there are most of New Jersey is beautiful.
Oh, yeah, we don't want to throw them all under the bus. Sure.
No, I just want to throw Newark under the bus because Newark sucks.
Yeah, it's the place where Tony Soprano did all his dirt. That's what we're talking about. You know,
Palm.
I heard the worst.
Carmela, not Parm.
He
ate a lot of Parm, but
he ate a lot of Parm. Yeah. There was a I saw this on TikTok last night. There was a horrible joke. Remember Uncle Junior, the character Uncle Junior in that show?
The character Uncle Junior, yeah.
He's sitting there talking to we'll just call him BP on the couch there. Big P, we'll say.
Oh yeah, Big P.
Big P, yeah. And
liked cats is what I gather from his name.
And at one point Uncle Junior says, "Hey, I got one for you." And he starts to tell a joke. And the joke is now, chat room and people listening, this is me relaying something that's on The Sopranos. This is on HBO. It's a thing that people can go see publicly. This is not me agreeing to or saying this is a good joke. Okay,
won't matter. They're gonna isolate the joke out, and that's gonna haunt you forever.
Maybe I won't tell it. I may not tell it.
What you need to do is during the joke, while you're telling the joke, keep saying again, "I'm repeating the joke from The Sopranos. I don't feel."
Yeah, I don't know if I can tell it. All right, you know what I'll do instead? I will tell.
Sorry, I don't mean to be a buzzkill, but I just know how this stuff works.
No, you're not wrong. And lately, I've had a few community pokes in the last few days, and I'm not really in the mood for any more of it, so I'm probably going to stay away from it. But here's the thing. Go find it. Just go look for Uncle Junior eye doctor joke, okay? Uncle Junior eye doctor joke. That'll find you this joke.
Okay.
And then you can enjoy it in your own time, in your own way, okay? That's all I'm going to say there.
Next thing you know, the Democrats are going to isolate that chunk of video out, and
that's all I need.
I'm kidding. All right.
Here
Anyway.
we go. New Jersey man set fire to his lawn to get rid of snow and ice.
Oh,
according to the cops. Yeah.
Is he a New Jersey man that used to live in Florida by chance?
Feels like he may have moved up there. If you encounter a particularly rough patch of ice or snow while shoveling this winter, don't reach for a can of gasoline like a Midland Park man did this last Friday, according to police. Police and firefighters responded to the man's home in Patterson Avenue, where he had set a small fire to try to melt the snow and ice. Now, this is funny because when I was a kid, I remember my dad doing this once.
With gasoline or just like with...
Well, it may have been like lighter. There was some fluid involved, but I don't think it's gas.
Yeah.
It was less combustible. But whatever he ended up doing, I want to say he squirted it on the driveway and then just like lit it on fire and let it melt away ice that was like really thick and slippery on the driveway. So I don't think this is that crazy.
I saw my grandpa do that with like he had one of those welders torches, the big butane, things that you use for welding, and he would just break it up basically so that he could get a shovel in there and pry it off the driveway.
That sounds like a huge pain in the butt.
It does, yeah.
Going around and making all the right cuts. Whatever. I play Shipbreaker. What am I even talking about? I play that game.
Pops and Recline. By the way, Pops and Recline posted the video from The Sopranos, and a couple people have said, "Good thing you didn't read that joke on here."
I mean, the reason I was going to read it wasn't me going, "Isn't that a funny joke?" It was going to be me saying, "Hey, I can't believe this joke happened on there." But then again, it's Uncle Junior. He's kind of a racist.
Uncle Junior's a racist. Yeah, exactly.
He's a great character, but he's a great character because he's kind of terrible. Anyway. Anyway, so here's the deal. They called the hazmat unit, who used the Speedy Dry to sop up the gas. That's cool.
Speedy Dry.
Yeah, what's a Speedy Dry?
I don't know.
I'm gonna look that up.
It's like, why wouldn't they explain what the Speedy Dry is? That common knowledge in New Jersey?
They gave it capital letters. I assume it's like a proper product or like a.
It's a generic term for oil absorbents. Absorbents.
Absorbents?
Absorbents. So it's basically stuff you dump on. Yeah, absorbents.
Weird.
Yeah.
Okay, Speedy Dry Absorbent Home Depot. Here. Okay, it's like a big bag. Yeah. It looks like a bag of cement, basically.
Right, and you just dump it all over what you're trying to absorb, so that you can. You usually see this like after a car accident.
Yeah.
You see like a bunch of white. Sand, it looks like, all over the ground, and that's basically used to absorb all the gasoline and oil and stuff, so they can sweep it into a bin and dump it.
It's also referred to as sweeping compound, apparently. So if you have, it's probably what they use at the mall. If a kid pukes, you just dump some of this on there. I always thought it was sawdust, but what do I know? Nothing's the answer. I don't know.
I think sawdust. Do you not still use sawdust for puke?
I don't know. I haven't. I've personally have never done it, but my memory is like at a mall or a Walmart or something, you'd see some kid just go, ate too many Twizzlers or whatever.
Too many waffle cakes or whatever. There is a goose walking down, one lone goose walking down the sidewalk in front of my house. Hold on. I wish I.
Hold on. Does he have gold? Does he have gold chains and have a weird? Because I haven't seen Mendoza in years.
Mendoza, oh my God! Oh, and he's out of frame, or else I would have like taken a photo.
Damn it! What do you have a goose walking around for? That's weird.
Just walking around the neighborhood, like down the sidewalk, even like.
He's in the witness relocation program or something, because I don't know where he went.
That's right. It's Mendoza.
It's been 2 years.
Anyway.
It's been 2 years since I've seen that goose. All right. Here's so anyway, the story is don't do that. According to the police, he says he thought it'd be a good idea to dump some gas on it and light it on fire, says Lieutenant John Gibbons. A neighbor called the police after smelling something burning. So that'll get you every time.
Did it but it didn't get like did it get his house on fire?
No.
Or did it just
just burned the lawn. I mean, it was just on.
So it's really, this is basically a PSA disguised as a news story, courtesy of NewJersey.com. It's basically like, nothing really happened, but don't do this because something bad might happen.
Yeah, that's basically it. I mean, what is news anymore? I don't even know.
We're gonna fire shame this guy to
fire shame. I like that.
Fire shame.
You're fire shaming him. All right, gritty customers. I think that's a place. Yeah, or that's a supplier of
Gritty.
electricity.
Okay,
Gritty.
with D's, yeah, like
Like gritty, like we're on the grid. We're gritty. Anyway.
greedy.
Gritty customers, the Texas electrical bill company place, are facing $5,000 electric bills for the 5 freezing days in Texas. $1,000 per day. Yeah. Some Texans, it says here, are facing another crisis: how to pay these enormous electric bills. The Texas power company Gritty, which sells unusual plans and prices tied to the spot price of power on the Texas grid, warned its customers over the weekend that their bills would rise significantly during the storm and that they should switch providers. Well, that's freaking weird.
Holy cow! So this is like an independent company that's providing electricity. Because the way the grid works, Texas is basically on their own. Their electricity is not.
Yeah, because they voted to have everything deregulated. Now they're paying for it for real.
Yeah,
that's so effed up to me. Like, I understand overregulation sucks. I'm with you, man. I get it. All those out there who hate regulation, I understand why it can be a problem. But there's a reason why, at the right levels and watched carefully, it makes a difference, and you can be ready for shit like this. Anyway, here we go. Some quickly looked into doing that, but found the actual changeover of service wouldn't happen for days. So that thing took that process can take like up to 5 days, and that's how long the weather was going to be weird.
Jeez.
So now customers saying they never dreamed they'd be billed for 4 figures on 5 days of service. Karen Crosby said her cost was $5,000 for usage on Saturday for her 2,700-foot square house in Rockwall. Deandra Upshaw of Dallas said the electric bill for the 900-square-foot 2-story townhouse was also $5,000. Other customers on social media expressed frustration with similar bills.
So, yeah, I mean, kind of like, oh no, my AT&T isn't working. I know, I'll just get a quick phone from Cricket Wireless. All right, that'll be $12,000 for 5 days of usage.
Yep. And here's the thing: that deregulation made it possible for all these weird companies to spring up to do this.
Yeah,
so that's fine. I like big open marketplaces, but this is jacked. Like, this is no good. Like right here it says, where is it? Here it is. The spot prices hit $9,000 per megawatt hour. What that translates to is $9 for a kilowatt hour. That usually costs Crosby about 7 cents. And sometimes as little as 2 cents. So the whole point is it's like a little bit of a moving, I don't know. It's like the stock market a little bit, like a mini little power stock market.
Can I use my Robinhood app to buy some Gritty stock? Is it possible?
Oh man, there's no way these people are made to do this. This cannot happen. You can't make them pay that.
Yeah.
And if you do, you are a shitty state. You can't do that, man. You got to fix that. The Electric Company Reliability Council of Texas, or ERCOT. It's a great Klingon.
It looks like an offshoot, a Disney offshoot. ERCOT.
ERCOT. All the rides are scary there.
Expensive.
They set a cap of $9,000 per megawatt hour as an incentive for electric companies to add natural gas fired generating capacity. So anyway, this did not work out. No. Well done, everybody. Jeez. Well done. I feel bad about Texas.
I do too. Yeah.
It's a mess. Anyway, but at least it's like 75
we have friends
degrees
down there they had a rolling, my cousin Rainey, who lives down there, basically was on a situation where the electricity was on for 30 minutes and then off for 30 minutes and then on for 30 minutes and then off for 30 minutes.
Ugh.
Like a weird rolling blackout thing. And,
that's not good. What do you do for, like, I'm trying to think how you'd function in that.
I imagine it took her 30 minutes to go around to every clock in the house and reset it. And
VCR's blinking, microwaves
flashing 12.
blinking.
Oh, now I got to do it all over again. Damn it.
Yeah. ERCOT is without honor. Well done, Windmaker. Oh, I will see that in the titles later.
That'll be a great title, yes.
But yeah, I know we have a lot of listeners down there, and I know there was a lot of trouble and issues for a lot of you. I hope none of you got saddled with $5,000 to $10,000 worth of power bills. Like one would assume, like maybe the thinking here is that, okay, if you had to pay for this wackadoo, unforeseen moment to the tune of $5,000, would the rest of the year and maybe a couple more years after that, would it all equal out to be the 3 cents instead of the
I don't know.
$9, and then you would end up making it up in the long run and still be less than you would have paid for traditional power access.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. Or is it a premium that you pay now, and then you go just back to normal after the premium is over?
Right.
This is what I think is more likely.
Yeah, that's my guess too.
Yeah.
So it's probably not like a 401k where you're like, well, it's up right now, or it's the market crashed, but don't worry, it'll all come back. It's not like that.
No. Different thing.
Well, sorry everybody. Oh, okay. Dice Tomato says once the power demand is down, yes, the price should go down. Well, yeah, but it will ever go down to make up that $5,000 is what I'm saying.
It'll never go down to make up for it. No,
Yeah.
that's what Amazing Samurai Zero and Aesthesis and Billy Douchepoodle and Wolf Glen 99 say no.
Yeah.
Leninade 9000 or 3000 gives us the yeah, right.
Yeah. Seems a little cynicism coming out of that.
A little bit.
Gwen said it's supposed to be illegal to price gouge in emergencies. There's no way this stuff pans out in court. True, but this feels like one of those things where they got around it. You know, like this doesn't feel like price gouging in the traditional sense of like, oh, toilet paper's really popular? Sweet, we'll charge $5 a roll. That's different than... Well, maybe it's not different than this. I
It's
don't know.
not different. No, you're seeing a demand and you're increasing because you know people are going to buy it. I mean, it's what Shkreli did with the EpiPens. You know, there's a demand. Great, I'm going to hike up the price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In Texas, they're laughing at your statement right now. I don't know.
They're Gwen Gunn.
Oh,
they're
a
laughing
reply.
at Gwen Gunn's statement.
Yeah, they may be, but the point is like, I don't know. Y'all need to get just better. Just, I don't know. I'm not even saying get down. I don't even think you have to vote for Democrats.
It should be illegal to do that.
It should be illegal. I'm not even saying vote for a bunch of Democrats. I'm saying get better Republicans. Get better something. You have bad leadership.
Better politicians.
Yeah, you got one running off the, it's cold. I'm going to Cancun. What a big frosted flake he is. Piece of shit.
I like that his new nickname is Flying Ted Cruz.
I saw Fled Cruz. That was my favorite one.
Fledding Cruz?
Yeah,
or
just Fled Cruz. Yeah, because he fled. That's pretty good.
That's great.
All right, let's do Florida Woman.
Yes, I'm glad we're getting to this one.
Yeah, that's a good one. A Florida woman, or women rather, wore granny disguise. I don't know. That's funny on its own. To try to get a COVID vaccine. So these two ladies, two Florida women, aged 34 and 44, dressed up as grannies, wearing bonnets and gloves, in a failed attempt to pass as old enough to be eligible for coronavirus jabs, according to local media reports. WFTV, an ABC-affiliated TV station in Orlando, reported that the pair had valid vaccine cards after having their first shots, but were denied their second ones.
Oh, well, see, that's a problem.
That is a problem.
So in other words, no, the problem is that they got through the first time, right? So it sounds like they got
busted.
They did this and got their first shot.
Oh. Yeah, and then they got busted. So,
got busted.
Like the old saying
and
goes,
that sucks. Like, it's kind of like they have to give them the second shots now.
Well,
or they've wasted the first ones, right?
You're right. I would see it that way.
But you don't want to reward that crappy behavior.
Yeah, because what is that like? That would be like going.
It'd be like if you and your friend saw an apartment building in New York that was perfect, really close to work, and the woman that you really liked lived there, but it was an apartment building only for women. So you and your friend dressed up as women so that you could live in that apartment building.
Yeah, but then the second shot part of this would be those people in that apartment building saying, "Well, we're already in here. We may as well. We already got in, so we may as well just, you know what I mean?" Like, I understand. Like, this is complicated, but here's the problem. The problem is with the screening. Just ID card these people. Don't just take the fact that she's dressed old and has an old wig on.
How did they get through? That's what I want to know is how they got through the first time, because they have to check ID. Right? They have to look at your ID, and your ID will clearly say that you were born in 1987.
Right. Yeah, this is a hokum majokum here. It feels like whatever. Obviously, they got away with it, but to a degree.
A quarter, but we can tell who's old in the chat room, because a quarter of the people did recognize that I was describing the plot of Bosom Buddies.
Oh yeah, there's enough of us in there.
Starring Tom Hanks and Peter Scolari.
Peter Scolari in Well, that guy did not have the same career as Tom Hanks.
He didn't. He did well on Newhart.
Yeah, he was okay on Girls. He was her dad on Girls. The
Oh, was
HBO
he?
show.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he was all right.
But he's probably like, oh man, I could have been Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
You know, he probably was looking at that.
Yeah.
I didn't even get a bachelor party.
He's probably in some of those holiday movies on shows.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I imagine he's got a few Hallmark movies under his belt.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Anyway. It says here, it's quoted in the official health officer, blah, 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 he says this, quote, I don't know how they escaped detection for the first time, but they came with gloves, the glasses, the whole thing, and they're probably in their 20s. That's because you didn't ask for ID, you dipshits.
Yeah. I think it was Kristen Wiig doing promo for her brand new movie, Barb and Star Go to Club Med or whatever it's called.
I want to see that. Why do I want to see that?
I do too.
I don't know why.
Because
I want
it's
to.
from the bridesmaids
people. Yeah.
Writer, director, whoever. You know, it's kind of want to see it too.
When's that? That's a thing soon, right?
Yeah, I think you can probably pay to watch it right now. I think you can pay $20 to watch it, but I'm gonna wait until it's $20 cheaper.
Yeah. I'm gonna wait until it's less
Vista
than
Del Mar.
that.
That's what it's called. Yeah.
Yeah. Hold on, Dice Tomato, you're not 50. Is that true? I thought Dice Tomato was a lot younger than us for some reason.
I think he might be impersonating the Molly Shannon "I'm 50" character from SNL. He might not be. Maybe.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah.
We're over the hill, Brian and I. The hill.
Yes, we are. Well, the hill, I say.
Yep.
Yeah, you can right now. You can pay $20 and watch it on Amazon Prime Video.
Oh, okay. I'll wait for it.
Yeah, it features. I don't know if you know this, Scott.
Yeah.
But it features Richard Cheese making a cameo as a lounge singer.
Great. So you're really excited then, is what you're saying.
I can't wait to see that scene.
I'm sure he was nothing but pleasant on set and just nothing but a what are these cameras doing here, he says.
That's right. Nobody has a phone out, right? Nobody's taking any video of this.
Yeah.
My God, I don't want to end up on social media.
Hold on, you're filming this? This is a TV? This is a movie?
I'm going to pick up your phone and throw it on the ground.
Oh, Dick Cheese. Barb and Star go to White Castle? That's not it.
That's not it.
Anyway.
That's a different
thing. Is
thing.
it set in the 80s? Because I assume it is. It looks like it is.
It looks like it is from the way they look, but it might be their old biddies who look like who are stuck in the 80s in a modern times in a resort in 2020.
Sure.
Or more likely 2019.
Yeah. Good point. Win Megas reminds us all that Sonic the Hedgehog is on Amazon Prime right now, and I have to say, it's the last movie I saw in theaters before the shutdown, first of all. It was like last February I saw that movie when it came out, and it's has no right to be as fun as it is. It's actually quite a decent movie. It's maybe the best video game movie ever made. It doesn't mean it's a great movie. Like, it's not like I'm falling all over it, but
yeah,
it's all right.
I remember you really liking it, and it's on regular Prime, not just pay Prime.
No,
but,
just good old Prime. Yeah.
Free if you pay for Prime.
Yeah, free Prime if you pay for Prime.
Free Prime if you pay for Prime.
Yep.
Time.
PPP. Yeah, you should check it. Actually, it's all right. It's a fun time. It's like a dumb throwback to Sonic stuff, and I don't know, they pull it off somehow. And the soundtrack is especially good, but that's Junkie XL, and he makes nothing but good soundtracks. So, so that'll get you every time.
Cool.
All right. Oh, these.
Yeah,
women.
I'm looking at the IMDb page for Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar, and I still can't tell when the movie is supposed to take place.
Yeah, it's for sure that they look like they're supposed to be inhabiting that, or they're supposed to be they never got out of the 80s, maybe, but I can't tell if it's just set then or not, or what's up with that.
Yeah.
Oh, Chadwin wants to know what else did Junkie XL do a soundtrack for?
Oh no.
He did a little small film a few years ago, 5-6 years ago now, called Mad Max Fury Road. You may have heard of it. Very good. But he does tons of stuff. Like he does. Yeah. He's got bad movies that he's scored that the only good things in those movies are his scores. Like Batman versus Superman is his score. It's very good. The score. The movie's not. The Justice League, his score, bad movie.
You're like, chat room is like a bad owner of a dog that says, "Oh, watch, I can make my dog spin around in circles for 5 minutes if I point to the TV."
I can make this dog pee on command.
Right, exactly.
Well done, guys. Well done. They've got my back.
Yes, they do.
Final story. Speaking to dogs. Oh, perfect transition. This is good.
Oh, wait, good segue there.
Yeah,
Nice.
It was not bad. We're like Tom Merritt somehow. Drug-sniffing dog finds cereal frosted with $2.8 million worth of cocaine in Ohio.
They're great.
Yeah. They're real great.
Real great. Did mention they're great? They're great.
It is a stimulant.
Snap, crackle, pop, boom, zing, wow, boom.
Yeah, there you go. U.S. Customs agents made a surprise discovery when a sniffer dog, didn't give the name of the dog, investigated what looked to be I know, it sucks.
Penelope is the name of the sniffer dog.
Penelope the sniffer dog. To be a perfectly innocent shipment of frosted cereal, only to discover that the sugar coating was in fact a large amount of cocaine. The Cincinnati Enquirer reported that Biko. Oh, it is. They get to give the name of the dog.
Oh, Biko.
Biko. Or is it Biko? Biko? Biko.
I would say Biko.
Probably Biko. B-I-C-O.
Yeah, the owners are big fans of Peter Gabriel.
Or pens with an extra O on the end.
Or that's right. Or ballpoint pens, yeah.
I still like a good Bic. I'll just put that out there. It's all right.
Do you?
Yeah. It gets the job done, and they don't dry out as fast as others. I don't love them. They're not my favorite pen, but I know that they're reliable in a pinch. Like if I just need to write something, is there a Bic here? Okay, we're covered. We got it. There's something to be said for that. It's just a good ass pen.
Yeah.
You know? If I was ever on Pen Island, I would just,
that's the pen you'd want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tina's got one that she keeps in her purse that we use every once in a while. If we do trivia or something, she'll pull it out, and I keep wanting to steal it from her. And I never think to look at what kind of pen it is, but it's good. It's a really good one, like really smooth writing, solid, just good.
Kim has those too, whatever they are, and I don't ever get to have them. It pisses me off.
Yeah.
After the show, I'm going to go demand the pen.
Tell me what your pen is.
All right. Where's the... so here's what happened. Biko, this dog, detected at the U.S. Customs and Border Protection thing. They uncovered all this big, huge haul of drugs. And it was all part of this breakfast cereal, but they didn't say... It's not like this was branded Frosted Flakes. I think this was like some off-brand.
Sure.
It was headed to Hong
Coke
Kong.
Flakes.
Yeah, Coke Flakes. It was headed to... Sorry, my brain went weird places just then for some reason. It was headed to Hong Kong, which apparently is where they were going to like deassemble these flakes from the powder that's on them.
Frost the flakes.
Yeah, exactly. Now here's what would throw me off. The powder on the flakes were grayish. That would throw me off. I wouldn't like that in my cereal.
I don't know if you've looked at Frosted Flakes lately. I mean, I guess it's white. It's more white than gray, but it's, you know, they're not appetizing looking. I think I wouldn't do flakes because that's got to be so hard to separate the cocaine from the cereal. I wonder if you did like
this would be a fun exercise.
Frosted mini wheats.
Yeah, how would you? Let's do this. If any food stuff, okay. What do you choose to get your illicit cocaine drugs over the border? What food
here's what I would do, and I'm giving ideas right now to all the cartels out there.
All right, is
that I would dry and press the cocaine into little spheres, and have an off-brand of Cap'n Crunch instead of berries, it's little cocaine berries, and then it's easier. Like you basically just say, Cap'n Crunch, Coke berry, Cap'n Crunch, Coke berry, Cap'n Crunch. You just separate them out as opposed to like having to scrape use whatever to scrape the Coke off. But
would they be white? They'd be white, I guess.
They'd be white, yeah. So you just like, you know, I'd have a marketing team come up with a new front of the box that says Captain Crunch Whoops Berries.
Oops. Oops. Oh, it's a shame.
Or Captain Crunch No Food Coloring Added Berries.
Wow, that's perfect. Yeah, I don't know what I would do. I think that's actually not a bad idea.
Or just leave out the Captain Crunch altogether and call them Kicks.
Oh, there you go. For all I know, Kicks is cocaine. I never eat them.
Yeah,
because they're gross.
Just use those little spheres.
Dry ass garbage cereal. I hate it.
Yeah,
Kicks are Kicks. Yes, mom liked Kicks for what Kicks doesn't have, or whatever the stupid phrase was. But kids didn't like Kicks.
So
that was a
freaking
lie.
bland.
That was a lie. Like, Mom, can we get Fruit Loops? No, you're having this. What is this? Oh, little compact balls of dirt. Thank you, Mom.
Right. Thank you for that. Boy, at least it's not grape nuts, but just barely better than grape
Some
nuts.
in the chat are saying they liked Kicks. You're all either lying to me or you're on
or
cocaine
you
balls.
dumped a whole bunch of sugar on it to get through it.
I guess if you did that. I did that with Cheerios, so I feel their pain. Anyway, officers said they found all this stuff, and they say the whole thing was estimated to be $2.8 million worth of cocaine dust on these flakes. The flakes themselves probably not worth that much. Richard Gillespie, Cincinnati port director, said in a statement, "The men and women of Port of Cincinnati are committed to stopping the flow of dangerous drugs, and they continue to use their training, intuition, and strategic skills to prevent these kinds of illegitimate shipments from reaching the public. Frosted cereals, while ingenious..." What? That's hilarious. Frosted cereal flakes, while ingenious, are far from the most usual way drug smugglers have hid their illicit product. Oh, I see what they mean. Ingenious way.
While these are ingenious, they're far from the weirdest thing that people have done to get drugs in.
That threw me for some reason.
I like the pair of fake buttocks.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Fake Coke buttocks.
Yeah, fake Coke butt.
I hear that there were a couple 20-year-olds who dressed up as old ladies to smuggle some coke into Florida.
Nice. And they get their shots at the same time.
And to get their shots, exactly.
It did say this. Others included a wig, a pair of fake buttocks, as Brian mentioned, inside hollowed out pineapples, and even under the habits of drug mules pretending to be nuns. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Under their little habit unit deal.
Yeah, their habits. Yeah.
They're just called habits, right?
They're just called habits.
Why are they called that? Is it because you have to have a habit of wearing them? It's like showing. Like,
I don't think it comes from the same definition of habit. I think it probably comes from a French word, habit, or something like that.
No, it could be.
Complete throwing out a thought, not based in any sort of intelligent background or anything.
Well, let's see. According to Answers.com, which I don't always trust, says.
Does Ask Jeeves have an idea?
I don't know. Says, why is a nun's clothing called a habit? Not just a nun, but all religious brothers, monks, friars, with the sole exception of the Jesuits and sisters, all wear a proper habit. It is literally in the form of Latin word habitus or habere, to have and like a habit proper. Oh, it is saying that. It is saying that, like, if you have a habit.
Really?
Of doing, like, you have a good habit of, like, let's say your habit is every day I let the dog out to pee. Well, that's a habit. And them, it's like we put this on every day to remind ourselves it is our habit of doing this. So it's both literal.
So it is. So it really is interesting.
That's cool. All right. Well, good luck to you, everybody.
Yeah. Clothing/conduct.
Is the little,
and it is French, by the way. I'll take a half a point for.
Oh, it is. I thought it said Latin. Didn't it say Latin? I thought it said.
Thence from Latin to the Old French habit, or habit,
nice.
Meaning clothing/conduct.
Very nice. Look at you, picked it.
So
you called it.
Well, barely.
Drug cereal aside, we're now going to take a break. When we come back, Justin Robert Young will be here. We're going to talk about something called the bird rule, which I don't know what that is. But we're going to find out. I have not done any research on this.
I looked it up when I saw that was in the show notes.
Oh, you did? Good. So you've got more knowledge than I do at this point.
A little bit, tiny bit.
We can't do any of that, though, without a song. So you want to play one?
Yeah, how about something brand new from Tim Sells, who goes by the name Timid the Brave. He's a solo performer, Canadian singer-songwriter, and he has a brand new album coming out called Vuja Day, which comes out this spring. Kind of like the old George Carlin joke, Vuja Day, the feeling you've never experienced anything like this before. This is the first single from Vuja Day. It's a song called Saint Maria. Here is Timid the Brave.
I never need wet chemicals. My 914 is a dry machine, powder dry. Sometimes my boss asks me which is the original, and sometimes I don't know.
Buckle up, son. It's the real world out here.
It's Harley and me and you in the tree. This is the morning stream.
All right, we have arrived back at our destination, which was... do you want to repeat who the people were?
Oh, yeah, I will. That was Timid the Brave, and the song is called Saint Maria from the brand new album Vujade, coming out this spring.
Fantastic. Now, everyone, join us as we do this.
These are their stories.
Oh, I'm terrible with names.
While not yet in Austin, but still in Oakland, we have Justin Robert Young joining us from the PX3 podcast. Back home. Well, he's been home for a bit, though, right?
Yeah.
You're kind of there until the deal's through and you're done, and then you move, or what? How's that work?
Yeah. I won't be going down until we're closed and we're like moving there for good. So I think what Ibit is referring to is that I had to quarantine when I got back. And I was staying at a friend's apartment.
Yep.
And now I am back home on my mic,
on your own mic, in your own studio.
Exactly.
Did you get any OPSEC info or anything while you were at Darren Kitchen's place? Did you get any kind of cool insidery hackery business while you were there?
I think I deliberately left his name out of where I was staying, but so I have no comment.
No, I think you said it on the air.
I think we said it here on the show.
Okay, I think that happened.
All right.
That's pretty funny. We're outing you about where you were staying. All right.
Would not be the first time with you, Scott.
No, it would not. I have a habit. Speaking of habits, I have a habit of doing that. All right. Hey, we're going to talk about something today. So Justin comes on Tuesdays. We talk about politics, and it sometimes takes the form of recent or current events and things that are pending and that sort of thing. But you mentioned something called the Bird Rule, which I'd never heard of. Yes. BYRD rule. And I'm dying to know what this is, because it sounds like, as much as I love to get my daily dose of politics, I've never seen whatever this Bird Rule is. So explain.
Yes. So for the record, this is what politics really is. This is what politics is, for nerds like me who are following it. It is not what Rachel Maddow and Tucker Carlson are hyperventilating over. It's stuff like this.
Find out what Jury's referring to this summer on America's Next Top Podcaster.
Yeah. Oh my God. I swear to God, people are gonna hate me.
No,
I hate myself.
No, love yourself. Love yourself.
No, I've been a dick, and I was a dick to Brian multiple episodes, and I'm just insufferable.
No one's be gonna less dick, and we'll be fine.
No one's gonna like any part of that. Like, just everybody get ready to hate me more than you do now. Like, if for whatever reason, 4 years of people thinking that I'm a Trump defender is not enough to polarize the audience, just wait until I'm maliciously mean to strangers and Brian for no reason.
Anyway, Bird Rule.
Let's talk about the Bird Rule. Bird Rule.
Bird Rule. Tell me about Dr. Bird's rule.
Yeah.
All right. So the first things first, we have to understand what's happening in Congress right now with the COVID relief.
Yeah.
Normally, to pass a bill, you have to have a filibuster-proof majority. And in this case, right now, it is 60 votes. So we have a 50-50 Senate, but because there's a Democratic president, that means that the tiebreaker goes to the Democrats. So the Democrats have the slimmest of all possible majorities. That, obviously, even my Florida math can know, is not 60 votes. So they have a couple choices. They can either try to craft a bill that will attract enough Republican votes, and there are 10 moderate Republicans that have indicated that they want to make a deal, just not a $1.9 trillion deal that the Democrats want to make.
Yeah.
Or they can use something called reconciliation. Reconciliation is a part of the federal budget, or a maneuver tied to the federal budget, wherein you can pass things on a simple majority. If you have a simple majority, just meaning one vote over the other guys in both chambers, both the House and the Senate. And the Democrats right now have both. so they can pass something via reconciliation.
Okay.
This is where the Byrd rule comes in. Named for Senator Robert Byrd of West Virginia, who has a colorful history.
Yeah.
But maybe that's even then. That's probably
what
the wrong
era?
word to say.
What era are we talking? Are we talking like 1800s? When did this guy?
No, he
exist?
died in 2010. He was
all
a mentor to Hillary Clinton.
He was a cranky old bird.
He was. Brother, you ain't lying.
I'm curious as to if the Byrd rule came about because, like, he instated it, or he was the reason it was created.
I believe he instated it, and basically
Okay.
it says that during reconciliation, you can't just tack anything onto the budget. It has to be budget related. So you can't say during reconciliation, you can't pass during reconciliation something that says everybody needs to wear underwear on their head.
Right.
Because that is not sufficiently about the budget. Now, if it were the government needs to pay for everybody to wear underwear on their head, or that we are buying everybody underwear to wear on their head, then it might work, right? But it has to be sufficiently related to the budget. And that leads to a very interesting question. Who the hell makes that call?
Yeah.
If the rule is just that it has to be sufficiently tied to the budget. And actually here, let's read the rule itself. The Senate is prohibited from considering extraneous matter as part of a reconciliation bill or resolution. The Byrd rule is enforced when a senator raises a point of order during consideration of a reconciliation bill or a conference report. So the question of who decides is answered by the Senate parliamentarian. Basically just the walking Robert's Rules of Order, who is there to normally just explain to people how the rules of the road work in this chamber. She, Elizabeth McDonough, will rule either today or tomorrow whether or not the progressive Fight for 15 element of the COVID-19 relief package, setting a roadmap over the next 5 years, I believe, to get the federal minimum wage to $15 an hour.
Yeah.
Whether or not that is sufficiently tied to the budget enough that it will be able to go forward, and that sets up a couple other roadblocks past that,
Well,
if it happens.
Toward the end of this rule, and I'm looking at it as well, there's something, it says waivers. The Byrd rule is not I can't read. The Byrd rule is not self-enforcing. A point of order must be raised at the appropriate time to enforce it. The Byrd rule can only be waived if a 3/5 or 60 person majority vote with that big of a vote in the Senate.
That won't happen because they don't have 60 votes to vote on the larger thing, let alone the other thing that's more controversial.
Right. So in layman's terms, what do you? I mean, if this rule is enforced, and who is it? Manchin that's saying he's
no. All right. Hold on.
This is the part where I get really confused.
Take it back.
I'll take it all
Focus only on the parliamentarian right now.
Okay, got it.
Because everything past that is in reaction to one of two branching paths. Either the parliamentarian says, yes, this is something that is sufficiently tied to the budget, and Bernie Sanders has made the point that the opening up the Anwar drilling for oil was able to be done during reconciliation, as were a few other things. So this falls into that category.
Right.
Or she says it is not tied close enough to the budget that it would violate the Byrd rule, at which point the Democrats, who are eager to make this deal and just get it past the finish line, will say, sorry, progressives, we tried. Turns out it's against the Byrd rule. We got to keep this on rolling down the road. The interesting thing with the first scenario, if it is going to go down, is at that point, Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema, the two most center Democrats that we have in the Senate, They have said that they don't like this $15 minimum wage thing. We will see whether or not they are willing to lay down in front of the train tracks and not support this package because the $15 minimum wage thing is in there.
So they've never had like the minimum wage getting it raised issue is not new, right? Like it's always a thing, and no matter when it's raised or whether it isn't, it's always an issue and always ends up in some legislation and doesn't end up getting through, or it does, or whatever. With my limited understanding of how this stuff works, the reason they're pushing so hard here to make it part of this plan is because they think that if they don't piggyback it on top of something such as a major relief package during a pandemic, that there's no other way they squeeze that thing in there. Like, you can't do it on its own, I guess. Like, is that the general feeling?
In the Senate, everything winds up trying to hitch a ride because there's only so much momentum. There's only so many votes. And at the end of the day, everybody wants to get their stuff passed. So if this is a gigantic, massive, everybody must rally together and get this money to the people kind of moment, then it is simultaneously the biggest possible opportunity for you to tack something else on it and get it down the finish line.
Right. But also at the same time, stall everything out because you've tried to tack it on there, right? Like
well, that's the question. The question is who would blink, right?
Yeah.
Would Manchin and Sinema strike down or start from scratch a bill that is timed to basically like get things going again? There's a bunch of like unemployment stuff that it expires in March. And so this stuff would have to get passed on Friday or Saturday, which is when they're targeting, for that money not to run out and there not to be a lapse. If Manchin or Sinema, again, and this is why the Byrd rule is important, because if the Byrd rule comes back, if the parliamentarian comes back and says, $15 minimum wage, sorry, that's a bridge too far, then this is a lot easier for the Democrats.
Yeah.
If it's not, then, or if it is going to be a part of reconciliation, then Manchin and Sinema, they're going to decide whether or not they're willing to be bad guys because they believe in this $15 minimum wage thing so much.
So I had a crazy text exchange with a friend of mine who now lives in Arizona but grew up here, and we were just he's notably a sort of very down the line partisan sort of voter. It's like if it's not Republican, I'm not voting that direction, regardless. It's just kind of him. And I can't remember what we were talking about, our kids or something, or Carter's job and his son's job or something. And I said, oh man, wouldn't you love that $15 an hour minimum increase? He says, oh, it'd be great. We'd love it. That'd be perfect. It's way overdue. I said, well, do you support it here? Oh, hell no. I go, why? He goes, I'm only voting for that. And I don't know why he thought to say I'm only voting for that, because he's not going to vote for it. But I'm only voting for that if it's if the Republicans pass it, which is the weirdest conversation. I didn't know what to make of that, because you don't vote for it.
Who would he be voting for?
That's what I mean. You don't vote for it. You vote for your representatives, and then those guys maybe push legislation that aligns with your ideas or whatever. But it was a very odd conversation. I didn't quite know how to end it. I didn't know what to say. I think we ended it on, well, anyway, hey, Overwatch 2, probably not this year then, I guess. Probably next year we'll be playing Overwatch 2, like kind of just shifted
there
it.
is raising the minimum wage, the federal minimum wage is something that is bipartisan. Mitt Romney and Tom Cotton introduced their legislation today that basically would raise it to $10 an hour, but they are trying to make this a more, much in the vein of this kind of new, Republican populism. They want to tie it into increased security for ensuring that employers hire legal Americans and therefore are even complying with federal minimum wage, which many people who hire illegal labor don't. That's kind of why they hire them.
Yeah. I was hired not illegally, but when I was hired when I was 15, because I wasn't quite 16, and I went to work for this deli. It's a long story. I won't tell the whole story, but they got away with only paying me like $3.80 an hour, like $3.80 an hour, because of some rule of you had to be 16 to work. Oh, I can't remember what the deal was, but
was it also because some of your income would be made up by tips, or were you working in the back?
I was in the back, so it was no tips.
Yeah, you weren't even okay.
Yeah, so they were just really cheap and didn't want to pay us anything much, and we were just, I'm just a high school kid trying to have enough money for comic books and gum or whatever I was doing at the time, and it seems like I can't remember the whole story, but they skirted this thing in some weird way. And it always feels like that reminds me of that when people tell me about, people not adhering to current laws about minimum wage. And it usually involves people without proper documentation or whatever. But that's an interesting take. I mean, I don't know how all this is going to turn out, but most people are just like, oh my gosh, can we please just get the stimulus through? And can you deal with all your pork belly later? But that's just not the way this works, is it? Like it's always
no. I mean, because again, we have bipartisan support on stimulus checks.
Yeah.
Like, if there was a political will to just say $2,000 stimulus checks and nothing else, I feel like this thing would have been done. We would have probably had a couple rounds of those.
Right.
The bigger issue is the Democrats really want money for state and city governments that have seen a shortfall. The Republicans look at that as a bailout for blue states and blue cities that are by and large the ones with the shortfalls.
Right.
And, all this other stuff now, that whenever one side has the conch, they are going to get their pet projects through, because that is what happens. Only a few things cross the finish line, and you want to tack as much as you can on the side of it.
Yeah. Chat room is correct. There is no such thing as pork belly. It is only referred to as pork barrel. Sorry, everybody. I just am hungry for pork belly. Okay.
Pork belly is delish, though.
Yeah, it is delish. It is
ramen, delicious ramen with that.
Yeah, yeah. Well, all right. Well, I feel like we've learned a little something. The bird rule, everybody. Write it down. Mark it on your calendar. Get used to it. It's
no, you will just something that you want to keep in mind, because you're gonna hear about it in the next 24 to 48 hours.
Right.
You are either going to hear the conversation past this be Bernie Sanders be very mad that they ruled against him, or you're going to now see like, all right, Joe Manchin, exactly how serious are you about standing up against this? Because if you want to be that guy that stood, stood between America and stimulus, then you can, if that matters that much to you.
Yeah, that's a fun little, I don't know, little game of hot potato. Yeah, and I guess that's politics.
Because also the other big thing is that would be a huge blow to Biden, because Biden came in with the idea being bipartisanship, one country, blah, 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 right? And then this would or will be the first COVID relief package that isn't bipartisan,
right,
if it passes. So it's gotta pass. Like if you are going that route, then boy, you better be able to get your get your team on the same page. Otherwise, that is going to be a very bad one.
Yeah, I agree. Well, all right. Eyes on the prize, everybody. Maybe checks incoming. Who knows? And how soon? We have no idea. But I do know that you can follow Justin on PX3. That's politics, along with other cool projects. Anything you want to mention today?
Yeah. Obviously, politics. Unfriend Me is not coming back. I read that in a blog post yesterday.
I wrote never say never on there. I don't know. Maybe one day we figure it out. But
yeah, it was a fun news thing that, like that Unfriend Me wasn't coming back. So that was a cool thing to read in a blog.
You hate finding out that way,
hey,
don't you?
For the record, hold on.
I'm giving him guff. We were texting about it.
For the record, Justin actually canceled that show. I didn't. So I just want to make it clear.
I did. I canceled the show. I did cancel the show.
Yeah.
I canceled the show because I needed to do Raise the Dead, which
right.
I couldn't say at the time because otherwise people would hate Raise the Dead because they loved Unfriend Me. But that's why I canceled the show. I canceled the show because I didn't have time to do that. I didn't have time to do both.
That's why a lot of stuff gets canceled, because of the time. It takes time. I get it.
I know, yeah. And that's the problem, is that you can't say that at the time.
Right.
Because then the thing that you're doing with that time will forever be tied in certain people's minds to like, oh, well, you killed this for that. And now, hopefully, 2 seasons into Raise the Dead, people have made their decisions on that, and I can finally reveal the nefarious behind the scenes machinations behind all of it.
Thank God you gave us Raise the Dead.
But yeah, no, I don't know. I would still love to do something. That brand is really good.
Yeah,
I
it
feel
isn't
like
bad.
we could
figure something out. Like I say in the thing, and then the whole reason for that post was actually about other. It was.
I
about
love
other
that.
stuff.
By the way, I think people should do that. I was thinking about doing it, doing a version of it because like I thought that was great. Just having a State of the Union where you just go down, especially for people like us that have like 50,000 shows, and some of them are for real, and some of them are gone, and some of them are in limbo. Like,
sure. To me, it was a way. It was a way for me to get work. I'm terrible at communicating this stuff on the mini level, like on the small level. I'm just bad at saying, "Hey, don't worry, you Comic Dorks fans. We're gonna figure this out and get the schedules. We're gonna make it work." And I just don't do it. So I'm terrible at it. And I thought, well, let me just lump it all together and go, all right, well, it was good for me too, because I had to list it out and go, holy shit, I make a lot of content every week.
Oh, like, dude, totally.
And so
wouldn't there be a way to maybe combine and do Unfriend the Dead and push them together in one show to save some time?
Oh yeah.
I mean, honestly, that's it's funny you say that because that's my thought. My thought is like, okay, well, if we were to do it again, then we would definitely not do it live because that was insane. We would definitely, like, if we were going to rope in feedback, we wouldn't just have it be the feedback of people that are randomly watching on the internet.
They just happen
on
to
the
tune
like
into Twitch that
on
day.
the like most sensitive topics of all time. And we certainly wouldn't make it a weekly show in the way that it was. You'd probably do it seasons. And then I just start thinking of like, oh, okay, we could do this. I was even texting Scott about it yesterday, and I'm like, well, we could do like one recording, and then I'd edit that down, and then we would like find out what the cool thing is, and we'd find an expert, and then we'd do an expert thing, and then we'd do another recording. And so now immediately in my head, I'm like, all right, so that means every episode is 3 recording sessions. Like, and this is so much time and so much work, and we're talking about things that are like really serious and are like, the point of the show is that we are going where few dare to tread. And it's like, I think what both of us came to the realization in talking about it was like, man, that's a really hard show to do if it's not our number one show that we do.
Yeah. It's a main thing. Like for anybody else, that would be a thing that they did, and that's all they did. And that is not sustainable for either of us, but it's like anything. Like making that list, I went, oh my gosh, how do I even do how am I even doing this? Like, how is this even happening every week? I don't even know how I'm doing this. And people wrote me after seeing the blog post and went, I can't even do 2 shows a week. How are you doing 8 or whatever it is? I'm like, I don't know. I don't even know. So at some point,
this one just is, TMS, Coverville. I'm sure Night Attack is this way. You get into this groove where the production of something that you do on a weekly or daily or regular basis, PX3 also probably like this, takes less and less effort the more you do it. And it's the thought of bringing something back that does take a lot of effort that feels so daunting and threatening.
I mean, I just think it's time. It's just a raw time thing. And, then dump the house stuff for me right now. And like, I've just had, like, to be honest, it's the reason why I've been such a dickhead on Next Top Podcaster. Like that's not a joke. Like I just feel like my time is non-existent, and I'm writing a 5-day a week newsletter, and I'm doing 4 episodes of PX3. I was late on the Patreon extra episode that I didn't realize that until people in my Discord were joking about it this morning. Like, it's this DTNS, the streams, Night Attack, like
adds up.
yeah, it's just it's a lot, and it's at a certain point, you know, I think especially from where we came from at our point in podcasting and on the internet in general, there's just a like, well, time is infinite, right? We have all the time in the world.
Yeah.
Like we just need the ability to go out there and do it. And then at a certain point, you kind of it's not your ability to get through stuff that's the problem. It's just whether or not it's coming through at the right quality and speed and consistency, and then that becomes its own worry. And so that's what I thought of in reading that blog post. Is I was just like, God, do I relate to the idea of getting to the bottom of a list and being like, oh shit, I forgot these 3 things.
Yeah, I didn't even. There's some stuff in here I just straight up didn't include that aren't necessarily. This is just podcasts. This doesn't count any like streams or extra, you know, art streams or any of the other stuff I want to do. The YouTube thing I keep on and off again with. Like, it's just, you know, when you want to create a lot of stuff, sometimes you hit your ceiling and you go, well, shit, I can't go higher than that.
I mean, honestly, it's the biggest lesson that I would tell anybody that is trying to kind of like be a new media creator is know when to kill stuff. And honestly, it's like Unfriend Me was super, super, super hard to kill. And it was super hard to kill because it had a great audience. It had a very dedicated audience. It was awesome working with Scott on a regular basis, like, because, you know, by and large, you know, we have, you know, fun doing this segment with you, Brian, and we can text and stuff like that. But like, that was a great thing. I think that was a super fun element of our like digital friendship. But at the same time, like, man, was it a lot of mind share? And it's like, it had to go, and that sucked. It sucked so bad, but ultimately it was just kind of necessary. And considering all the stuff that not only I have done, but is coming this year, you know, it kind of sparked the I think, you know, the next phase of my career. So it's very podcasting and new media and YouTube and stuff like that is kind of the worst, in that the template is start doing a thing and then never stop. Forever. Like just until you're 99 and you're still saying like and subscribe, and then you're flatline. Like,
That's so true. Yep. Never stop. Well, good luck with that to all of us, really. We all need it. Justin Robert Young,
that's it.
Justin R. Young, go check him out, and good luck with all his house stuff. I know what a pain in the ass it is. And,
see you, folks.
All right,
see you.
Bye now.
This turned into Jerry will now retire. This turned into
oh shit,
like a therapy session.
It did right
so
there.
You feel like
end,
we're on a
it?
Thursday.
Yeah, no kidding.
The jury will now retire.
Get Wendy in for a pinch hit here. We need her for
that's right.
A little Tuesday business. All right, there's that. Now, fun times ahead, everyone.
Yeah.
You asked for it, you got it. The special accent episodes of the TMS mashups is here yet again. This time, German. We have some German.
Yeah. Okay, can't wait for this. I know
we have some German listeners.
We're going to be hearing a lot of in this thing.
Exactly, and we have German listeners. I'd like to say sorry ahead of time as we play this, and I haven't heard it, so I don't know how offensive this is, but enjoy. You are a spy? I don't know whether German. You will drink this yogurt, and you will like it, yeah? Listen, we want to take off the clothes and dance on the pole. You can do this?
Yeah?
Yeah.
My name is Tom.
My name is Tom, and this is all I will say. Did you take the pot? 9. You shall burn the books.
Exactly. Yeah. It kind of does.
Yeah. Get in line.
Yeah.
Be like all of us, you dumb shit.
I'm working on the Pirates movie.
Yeah, it's very good. Not my best work, but I'm working on it. You will buy the knickers, and you will pay affordable prices. Larry Ferzig, yeah. He found a few $100s in coins each year, going along finding the beer cans, yeah. You want to take the whole thing in your mouth at once?
Born in Germany. Roy, one of them is 80 years old. The other
Yes.
one is 75 years old.
You want to see my white tiger? Yeah.
I started dating Roy when he was just a baby.
I keep the white tiger in the basement. Bites me on the face.
Roy has 3 brothers, Manfred, Alfred, and Werner. Lidl, please go to the Lidl and buy me some iguana bolognese.
Are you saying the lizard was not part of your meal? We will launch an entire investigation thoroughly.
You bought the jar of ragu with lizard head on the label. More chunks, please. Put more chunks in there. Put more chunks
Please
in
put
there.
more chunks in there. This is not accurate. This film is a nightmare. More chunks. Yeah, you can publish the pictures of my naked body. Yeah.
Just blur them out for me, please.
If my doodle shows, please blur them out, please.
I'm so glad he ran off with that sack. Now, tell me a little bit more about your mother.
Tell me about your mother. Was she naked in front of you very often? How do you feel about eating the penis?
Let's see. Let me tell you which subreddits I'm a fan of. WTF, because I still don't know how to unsubscribe from that one.
Yes.
And cannibalism.
Yes, I like to eat the man parts. Would you be interested in helping me? Yeah?
What is your feeling on back bacon?
Oh, man. I really like
See,
to
that-
bring out the yah. I like to do that, I guess. That's it.
Yeah. The here's an example of where you and I do differing styles of accent impersonations. Like you go to the leading an army
Yeah.
Steve Carell, yo Will.
Yeah, it's totally
And I
that
go to,
hyper
Mike Myers.
tense, like super militaristic sort of take, and yours is always that like loungy.
It's the Mike Myers Dita touch my monkey.
Yeah, you want to
Yeah,
touch
it's-
my monkey? Yeah, that whole thing. Well, that's good. That's good, right? Makes a more interesting
It's
combination.
good. Oh yeah, exactly. Way better than when we do accents. A Russian accent that we basically both do an identical version of.
That's true. Coming up next, by the way, let me see what we've got.
Probably is Russian, right?
Yeah, actually, Russian. I expect that to be very Brian heavy. He's got a great Russian accent. And then we're going to finish the whole thing out on Thursday with the South.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
So this is basically our week to make sure that we offend everybody one at a time.
Equal opportunity offenders right here.
That's right.
On the show. The South one's probably going to get us in a little trouble, but I'll use my lame excuse. I'm married to a Southerner, so that's as good as you
I
can
got
do.
no excuse.
Yeah.
Y'all.
Yeah, there you go. Colonel Clink, very good. It's a lot like that, yes.
Oh, Colonel Clink. That's, yeah.
Yeah.
Certainly.
What was the name of the...
Hogan's Heroes.
Hogan's Heroes. So it's Hogan? Yeah, that's totally where that
Yep,
comes from.
That's exactly where that is.
Yep. All right.
Everything we learned about other cultures, we picked up from television.
That's right. We were raised on it, folks. That's just how it went. Okay, I want to thank a listener for sending this in.
Fan
Service! This is some fan service from Natalie, Allen, and the Cats. Sounds like a band. Las Vegas violinist, street performer. So here's what they say. We both like a good street performer in Vegas, I think. I think that's a fun thing. Except for that that nun with the boobs out. Wasn't really into that. But
yeah, I wasn't into that one.
No.
Yeah.
Anyway, good day S&B, says this email from Natalie and Alan and the Cats. Says this, I want to pass this on to you because I'm really feeling for people right now, especially the youngers. I bumped into this kid on Reddit at 3:30 a.m. Eastern Time and enjoyed his show so much that I couldn't go back to sleep. I wish I could do more to help him. So in that effort, I'm giving this link to as many people as I can. This includes you guys. I know you like Vegas and like to go there when you can. He's 25. He lives in Vegas, in the Vegas ghetto, and is trying to make a living. He's been playing violin since he was a young teenager. Started to play because he was getting into so much trouble. He started streaming because of all the quarantining and but usually performs and makes a living on the street in Vegas. When he plays in the dark, it's pretty neato. He switches between light and no light throughout his set. It says you will like they have to turn on this for an audio clip. Anyway, Austin Rivers is his name. I'm going to bring up this linky here that you also just linked or grabbed. Hold on a second. Here we go. Okay, I'm gonna hit play on this.
Okay.
It's not playing. Oh. Wow.
Wow.
Look at that. He's got like a glowy... This is great. I'd watch this stream. All right, that's awesome. All right, who you're looking for here? I don't have a way to... It's a Facebook post, so I can't... Oh, no, it's a Reddit post. But his actual Twitch is...
Oh, there it is right there.
Alex Rivers Music.
Alex Rivers Music.
It's also on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Venmo, all that stuff. So Alex Rivers Music is who you want to find, and that's really cool to find somebody like that and tell us about it. So we really appreciate it, Natalie, Alan, and the cats.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. I like hearing stories like that.
25-year-old violinist.
That violin is cool, man. Look at that.
And that violin is rad. Like the oh yeah, he does some covers too.
Yeah, that's really cool. We'd play a cover on the show if we got one, if we could get one.
Absolutely. God, that thing is so cool. The lights inside the deal. Next TMS Vegas, I think we find this guy and maybe have him see if he wants to play as part of the show, you know?
Yeah. Get him to perform? Hell yeah. I'm all about that. And James can handle it all. He can deal with it all. Yeah, so
yes. Yeah, he doesn't have new marital duties or elections or anything like that to
What are his marital duties though? Because they've been together forever. So what's his marital duty?
Hey, I don't know. I can't remember what it was like that first year of marriage. What everything I had to do, but completing the marital duties.
That's fantastic. All right. Well, there you go. Thanks for that. We always love showcasing stuff like that. So let us know if you have any of your own self or anyone else you like or admire. themorningstream@gmail.com. You can send those there, or any other correspondence you feel like. Ask us questions, whatever it is, we got you covered. frogpants.com/TMS is our website, which also links to our Patreon, which is how the lights for the show stay on. So if you're interested in keeping them on, go to patreon.com/TMS and learn how. That's it, Brian. Why don't we go now with music?
Okay, all right. Aaron from Pro Wrestling Junkies wrote in and said, hello. Yesterday, the 22nd is my birthday, and I'd love to request a cover of a wrestler's entrance song. I'm curious to see what you could find. Thank you so much. P.S. If allowed, I'd like to make a birthday request to the amazing Tadpool. Please check out and like Pro Wrestling Junkies on Facebook. We have podcasts, card breaks, community, and a free virtual meet and greet with a mystery WWE Hall of Famer. That is facebook.com/PW Junkies.
Nice.
So if you are a fan of the wrestling, then you'll probably like this.
So is it the birthday of the show or birthday of the person?
Birthday of the person.
That I'm playing this.
Happy birthday to you.
There you go.
Excellent. That's actually somebody's wrestling entrance music, I'm sure.
Oh, man.
Somebody uses that one. Dern, happy birthday. Anyway, so he wants to hear a cover of a wrestling entrance song. I had to look him up because I didn't know any by heart. I mean, I knew there was something that I knew the John Cena, but that's a John Cena song that he recorded. I don't have any covers of that. I even want to say Hulk Hogan's All-American. Is that what it is? That he sings that one himself?
He comes out and says, I'm a racist piece of shit. No.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
But I've got one that I really like that is a song that CM Punk uses when he enters the ring. And it's amazing. ICU actually predicted it. Yeah, it's a cover of the song by Living Colour, Cult of Personality, covered in ska form by the Scandalous All-Stars from their 1997 album Hit Me. Here's Cult of Personality.
See you tomorrow. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
The Green Llama strikes.
Whoa. That's for sure.